we're live again on this wonderful Wednesday. Today, as like with every day, I'm going to play things a little bit fast and loose. But the main thing I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing is Bladerunner because I want to continue that. Bladerunner is one of my favorite movies, and being able to finish this game is definitely something I think I will dedicate a little more time to. Um, but first, a dystopian cyberpunk clip from the past about our future, at the risk of being overly dramatic. This is from My Dinner with Andre. It's one of my favorite movies. It's just two people that sit at a dinner table the whole time and talk. But it's pretty easy to forget that that's all the movie is because the way they talk is so graphic that um, you can really imagine that there's scenes in this movie that don't actually appear on screen. But this is an infamous conspiracy theory scene, and it's hokey and kind of cheesy or whatever, but it is fun to watch, and I thought I'd open with this.
Bored, spoiled children who've just been lying in the bathtub all day, just playing with their plastic duck, and now they're just thinking, well, what can I do?
Okay, yes, we're bored. We're all bored now. But has it ever occurred to you, Wally, that the process that creates this boredom that we see in the world now may very well be a self-perpetuating, unconscious form of brainwashing created by a world totalitarian government based on money, and that all of this is much more dangerous than one thinks, and it's not just a question of individual survival, Wally, but that somebody who's bored is asleep, and somebody who's asleep will not say no? See, I keep meeting these people. Just a few days ago, I met this man whom I greatly admire. He's a Swedish physicist, Gustav Bjornstrand, and he told me that he no longer watches television, he doesn't read newspapers, and he doesn't read magazines. He's completely cut them out of his life because he really does feel that we're living in some kind of Orwellian nightmare now, and that everything that you hear now contributes to turning you into a robot. And when I was at Findhorn, I met this extraordinary English tree expert who had devoted his life to saving trees. Just got back from Washington, lobbying to save the redwoods. He's 84 years old. He always travels with a backpack because he never knows where he's going to be tomorrow. And when I met him at Findhorn, he said to me, "Where are you from?" And I said, "New York." He said, "Ah, New York, yes, that's a very interesting place. Do you know a lot of New Yorkers who keep talking about the fact that they want to leave but never do?" And I said, "Oh, yes." And he said, "Why do you think they don't leave?" I gave him different banal theories. He said, "Oh, I don't think it's that way at all." He said, "I think that New York is the new model for the new concentration camp, where the camp has been built by the inmates themselves, and the inmates are the guards, and they have this pride in this thing they've built. They've built their own prison, and so they exist in a state of schizophrenia, where they are both guards and prisoners, and as a result, they no longer have, having been lobotomized, the capacity to leave the prison they've made, or to even see it as a prison." And then he went into his pocket and he took out a seed for a tree and he said, "This is a pine tree." He put it in my hand and he said, "Escape before it's too late." See, actually, for 2 or 3 years now, Chiquita and I have had this very unpleasant feeling that we really should get out. And we really should feel like Jews in Germany in the late 30s. Get out of here. Of course, the problem is where to go, because it seems quite obvious that the whole world is going in the same direction. See, I think it's quite possible that the 1960s represented the last burst of the human being before he was extinguished. And that this is the beginning of the rest of the future now. That from now on, there'll simply be all these robots walking around, feeling nothing, thinking nothing. And there'll be nobody left almost to remind them that there once was a species called a human being, with feelings and thoughts, and that history and memory are right now being erased, and soon nobody will really remember that life existed on the planet. Now, of course, Bjornstrand feels that there's really almost no hope, and that we're probably going back to a very savage, lawless, terrifying period. Findhorn people see it a little differently. They're feeling that there'll be these pockets of light springing up in different parts of the world, and that these will be, in a way, invisible.
Obviously, it's not quite dramatic way to start a stream, but I do like the out there-ness of My Dinner with Andre, and I think that scene captures definitely a bit of a flavor of that. I'm not a big conspiracy theory nut, but I mean, I think we can all agree, at least on some level, with the idea that advertising, at the very least, is a little bit caustic to one's mental well being. The idea that you can just constantly buy or go on vacations or go to the movie theater, and as long as you keep doing these distracting things, your life will just keep on turning perfectly. And if there's any problems, you got to go back to doing that. Is that brainwashing? Is that turning you into a robot? I don't know how you could describe it however you want, but I don't think many people would argue with that on a fundamental level. Anyways, that's just a taste. I think later I might do more political stuff, just straight up. But today, the only thing I've got lined up is Bladerunner. So that's what we're gonna do. I gotta find it, of course. Uno momento. Here it is. Get it up and purring. Oh. Hey, I need some. Oh, it's loud. It's very loud. Let's get some video. That'd be helpful. Oh. Okay, back into Bladerunner. I think pretty much everything's how I want it for the most part. I'm just gonna let the opening track run a bit because it's a big part of the game. It's the sound design. Same with the movie, right? I think the this type of audio I turned up a little bit. Yeah, I watched 1928 The Crowd last night. It was not what I expected. I thought it was going to be some sort of Kafka-esque, Orwellian-esque, something like that. Critique about modern society, and it was a large part of that. But, and I can't spoil exactly what happens because it's so good. I really do have to recommend that you go watch The Crowd. But there is like a huge twist in the middle of the movie that's just completely threw me for a loop. And like, I will say only this, that it was like very sad. And I was like, oh my god, this is just terrible. I won't say anything else about it. It is essentially, the movie's about a guy who works like a very kind of boring, unfulfilling office job. And even though in today's world, in 2022, instead of 1928, the job he's working would be like considered a dream job now because jobs are so precarious and there's no security anymore. But back then, people still were like used to having like stable careers, right? So in his eyes, and the in-laws' eyes, his job's not good enough. Okay, I gotta probably turn the music down because I'm sure it's very hard to hear over it. Just checking my audio balance here, but about right. What made me want to watch the My Dinner with Andre clip is at the end of The Crowd, there's been a lot of like, the guy has like anxiety disorder or something like that, or maybe he's depressed or something, but because of the stuff that happens in the movie. And they go, and the movie just closes with them sitting in a theater, and they're watching like some sort of like lighthearted adventure funny movie. He's with his wife. They're kind of like estranged, but still sort of like like each other. And they're kind of just like, laughing away their problems and having a good time. And then it slowly pans out to see a massive, like, it's an exaggeratedly large movie theater with like way more people than it could actually a normal movie theater would have. And they're all just sitting there doing the exact same thing, laughing away their problems. Consuming American media to cover up the fact that the rest of society is pretty fucking nasty. And that kind of made me think of the My Dinner with Andre quote for sure. I thought it was a nice little way to encapsulate the feeling I got and kind of give it as a present, so to speak. Okay, enough with the preamble. Should be where we're at. I did actually get the gotta sneeze. Oh, the Zen sneeze. It's from out of nowhere. Hopefully the audio is about right.
Ground floor, lockup.
Yeah, I actually did get a walkthrough set up, so I can do that as well. Apparently, you can use the dog collar to get into Eisenduhler's lab to get his DNA. Oops. I guess I got locked out of doing that. I'm just gonna wing it. Cool. I believe, yeah. So we probably have some evidence we want to check out on the police computer.
During his last election campaign, Governor Kolvig promised a bold new plan of action to clean up the worst regions of the highly toxic debris that's.
Okay. Open sesame. I don't have a heckin' thing to scan here. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. Good. I was like, I'm pretty sure I got some camera footage here. So we should be able to do something. This is probably the key part of investigating this game. I kind of like this mechanic. It's literally just click on the hidden object, but with like a few extra steps. But it works. It's very much in line with the movie, so that's awesome. It's very immersive. Okay. Yeah, I've kind of done this before, so hopefully I don't have too much trouble. I'm not playing this for the challenge, really. But maybe this is how we get the password.
The dog collar has a name on it. Ricky, maybe? Give me a hard copy of that.
Who knows? We can always try it again. Waste some time, but whatever. That's probably important. The delivery box, no doubt. How people deliver Instacart delivers with like cardboard boxes, which I always have to tear up and put in the recycling. But luckily, I used to tear up boxes at my old job, and I kind of enjoy it. Wouldn't have to do it for work. I think I got something from that. You got blown up. He wasn't getting. Did I really just walk through all of this? I mean, I already knew those two things because I've played some of this before. Plus, they're extremely obvious. Focus on Sadiq's head. Yeah, that makes sense, I guess. It's so obvious, it's kind of easy to forget. The problem with replaying games sometimes is that stuff can be so obvious that you actually don't even click on it because you're like, oh yeah, it's like you're looking for all the hard stuff that you didn't remember. We're probably gonna need a picture of his face. In the future, you can just rotate around photographs. Yes. Okay, this is a big contentious thing about Bladerunner. Is like he can the camera sort of has like some parallax or can rotate around obstacles in the movie. I had two theories about that. The first theory was that cameras are just different in the future, and even like a physical Polaroid has like it's like biotech, and there's like a 3D texturing to it that contains extra information, which the camera can grab using like because nowadays like iPhones have like 3D photos you can take because they got two cameras, they're offset. So maybe it uses something like that and it puts it into the Polaroid. But as I got older and I watched the movie recently, my new theory, which I think makes more sense, is because if you notice in the movie, he has a stack of Polaroids. He takes them all, and they're pretty similar pictures of the same area. I think the computer's just taking all of the pictures, and the AI is like constructing a room to the best of its ability based on those pictures. So it's kind of just like transitioning from one picture to the other when it's moving around the room, but it's filling in the details that would be missing there based on its best guess of like how things change when they angle. So it's just kind of like a 3D camera, but the cameras are more offset and it's not perfect. I think that's what's actually supposed to happen. Is it's just the AI is working with multiple pictures to construct a crime scene, which makes way more sense. It's less like sci-fi gobbledygook. So that's my canon of the weird computer tech where he can move around with the 2D picture, and that's going to be my explanation for it in the game as well. Because and it makes sense here too because there probably is multiple security cameras. We didn't really see them, but maybe there is. So like it's just simply using pictures from multiple security cameras, and the AI is filling in the details when it rotates from one scene to the other. We'll go with that. It's kind of like refrigerator logic shit, but whatever. Cool. Is there anything else we need to do? How much walkthrough looking at should I do? And not that much. I'm getting a little overzealous here. Let's go talk to the investigator. Three? Yeah. Oh yeah, I do remember the walkthrough said you'd never see this guy again, so that's weird. Apparently he just took his 2-month vacation or whatever he gets.
Roof.
2-day vacation in the future, maybe. The way things are going now.
Roof.
And during the most important criminal investigation that the station probably has had in a while. But hey,
Laboratory.
it's not
Lockup.
my business. It says we're supposed to go talk to Brian and get a meeting with Tyrell for the nostalgia hoeing. Because it's just like the movie, folks. Yeah, why not, though? Hello. What? Brian's not here. Oh. Supposed to talk to Guza. Let's just... Sometimes they don't let you repick options. Let's just go with the one we're supposed to
The
do
goons
first.
over at the Tyrell building wouldn't let me talk to their boss. Maybe you can set up a meeting.
Anyone else in that whole company who knows anything?
You and I both know it's a one-man show over there.
I'll give it a try, kid. I'll have to pull some strings, so don't go in there half-assed. Make sure you got some legit questions for the resident genius.
You're lucky if I do that. I
Appreciate it, Lieutenant.
started the game half-assed, and now I'm at quarter-ass. Mast. Ass. Quarter-mast sounds dirty. Can I ask for money?
Can the department
Money.
float me some chin yen? This investigation's getting expensive.
Float me some chin yen.
This ain't
That's a good one. I gotta remember that.
Okay? This is a
What was the other
personal
one that I liked yesterday? Perfectamundo.
This
That's an old...
goddamn city
Is that an old
been
one? I
mad
don't know. That's a good one.
funds. They've been flush for years.
I thought we were under budget.
Trust me, ain't nobody getting rich unless they're sneaking some on the side. Hell, I can barely pay for the fuel for my car.
Ever hear of public transportation?
Get out of here before I throw my desk at you.
Somehow I don't believe him. Because in the movie, I forget what the guy's name is. But the guy with the cane, he's extremely well dressed for the rest of the citizens in the movie. I feel like that guy's getting money from somewhere. I'm guessing, I guess, bribes, according to Guza, which is
Bryant
probably
on permanent
accurate.
vacation or what, Lieutenant?
He sends his regards from the hemorrhoid hospital. What's the good news?
fresh out, but I'm following up some leads.
Don't push it, kid. You look like you're beat anyway. Why don't you rest them dogs the rest of the day?
I still got plenty of energy.
That's an order, McCoy. I'm ordering you to relax.
That's suspicious. I don't think I'm going to relax. I think I'm gonna go talk to Tyrell like I had planned. Oh, we can go out the front door now. Maybe we could always do that, but I didn't see it, so I'm gonna assume not. Holy cannoli. So these, like, watchtower things, they actually have these in New York, parts of it, in, like, the horror district or whatever. It's disturbing. It's for the citizens' security. It's not tyrannical or oppressive at all. No. I was just gonna walk out here because it's kind of cool to look at, so it's got nothing to do with our mission, but... This is my apartment. There's not much to do here, and we can't go any further right now, so... Back we go. Yeah, mule. Damn, he can run fast when he wants to. Is that part of the enhanced edition? Wait, there's a dude here. Oh, it's me. Who's this idiot? Oh, wait. Scratch that. Reverse it. It's a Willy Wonka reference, my bad. So we've got the meeting. I feel like I don't want to go to my apartment, even though there might be some extra clues there, because I figure I might accidentally trigger something. Whose comments were ominous. Hey. Oh, right straight to the top. That's where I'm going. Nope. Way too pro to go to the top. Guess I gotta work on that. Let me practice.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Work is its own reward.
Both.
Block them up. Back the blue.
View's amazing. The owl, well, artificial.
See, I'm really
things never
bad
did
at
that much
it.
for me.
I just don't fit in with the
It's a
totalitarian
flawless replica. We used
mindset
a
thing
real
that you're
one as a
supposed to
model.
adopt.
Owls are extinct.
Oh,
Who told you
property
the owl was
values. That's
real?
something that, like, rich assholes like to
Dr.
talk
Terrell?
about. Maybe I should talk about property value a
He's
lot.
wrong or lying.
Yeah, that would
Check
work.
your Sydneys.
Too bad I'm too lazy and I'm bad
Although
at
to make up
it.
something like that.
Not gonna
You're
happen.
Tyrell's assistant.
Yes, I'm Rachel. Dr. Terrell is very busy. I'm fully familiar with all Terrell operations.
He does know.
I
I'm a
heard her
cop,
voice
right?
acting,
Blade Runner
so
unit?
Dr. Terrell has already met with one Bladerunner today and has important business to attend
definitely
to.
not as good as the
Your
actual Rachel in the
department should
movie.
coordinate its efforts better.
Yeah, but
You may speak to me or you may leave. I can't offer you any other choices.
Lame.
fair enough.
Let me consult
I wanted
my
to ask about Marcus
future
Eisenduller.
I can't tell you
future
who killed him,
prophetic
if that's what
guide
you're asking.
to see if that's true.
We've already got
So I
a
guess I
suspect.
speak to Tyrell.
What I want to know is why the killer would be interested in
Inexplicable.
replicant DNA information.
That's a stupid question.
What the fuck? She's way more
Oh,
rude
yeah?
and
Why's that?
brusque in this than the movie.
Your
That's a
suspect is
stupid
obviously
question.
A replicant. A very
They tried to
dangerous
make her
one.
like saucy, but she actually wasn't that
I
fucking
thought replicants
snotty in
were
the movie.
safe. More human than human.
She like I think the worst she said is like,
Isn't Dr.
"Oh, you don't
Tyrell
feel like
pushing
our
to
work
make it
is of
legal to
value,"
use
and I'm
wet
like,
labor to clean up the kipple?
"That's a fair question."
Are we here to discuss corporate policy or Marcus Eisenduller's murder?
They
A
could
little of both.
easily be connected. He
You heard
may
about
have
the
been
moon bus
murdered
hijacking.
because of policy, or somebody at least
Yeah, I guess you
motivated by
would've.
it.
50 people dead.
You can't blame.
I'm surprised you aren't out doing spin control.
See, the
Public
problem
gets
with this
nervous when your
game,
pets
and I
wander
love the
around the city
atmosphere, 'cause like,
without a
look at
leash.
this scene, it's really good.
Replicants
This is
are
just straight from the
pets.
movie, of course, but they do like every scene
Right.
pretty well.
Pets live longer and don't go around killing people.
But like the dialogue is so like on the
There are
nose
safeguards in the design.
with no room for interpretation and
Yeah,
just
I've
so
seen the
like
data,
blunt and
implanted
silly.
memories, a 4-year lifespan.
Like,
I'd probably get a little crazy too, but I don't think I'd start killing people.
it's a little, the dialogue here is so hokey.
As I explained to Mr. Deckard earlier, I've given the Nexus 6 model a past. I've given it the purity and innocence of childhood. And all the joy and despair that comes with a real existence.
Like it's so like on the nose
That's
and
hardly a
over the,
death sentence.
just hitting you over the
That's
head with
life.
it.
I thought you weren't meeting with any more Bladerunners today.
Well, I decided to make an exception. Mr. McCoy,
I like
isn't it?
Tyrell's character in the movie. One of my
You do
favorite things
understand the
about
need
him
for the
is
Nexus 6
that
to have
he
an identity.
is very good at
Not really.
using ideology to his advantage.
I do
It's like
see
the
why a
natural
replicant who
ability of
has
like
an
the very
identity
rich.
would want to steal Eisendollar's files.
Because when Roy McBatty
Please, enlighten me.
comes to his office,
They want more life.
They're wasting their time.
They're gonna come for you, just like they came for Eisendollar.
why did they have to explain this
I
so
have nothing to
bluntly?
fear
Because
from any
like
of my
I'm,
children.
it's like, do
I
they
tell them
assume you
all
haven't watched the
exactly what I
movie like
told
for
you.
real? It's like, dude, we know the plot.
Have I given you what you came here for?
I'm not sure.
Is
Yeah,
it because my
maybe.
dialogue choices are set a certain way?
Then if you'll excuse me, I have a stockholder meeting to attend.
Stockholder meeting. He does actually like check the stocks while he's in bed in the movie, so that is pretty on point with his character. What was I saying? Oh yeah, his like use of ideology. So yeah, when Roy McBatty goes to his apartment, he like immediately adopts an ideology where it's like, oh, you live a shorter life, but you've lived an extraordinary life, and you know, and he like acts like he's proud of him and stuff, even though like he may be on some level, but of course he's like obviously selling them, like, you know, because he says earlier in the movie that our main goal is commerce. Like he says that, so he sees them first and foremost as tools to be used. The stuff he says to Roy Batty is essentially ideology that is almost entirely bogus, obviously. But they wrote his character really well because his use of ideology is very subtle in the movie, but it's like a power he just has because he's rich, and of course the ideology is quite well suited to him. He knows all the talking points. So that was pretty on point for sure. I think there's nothing else to do here. They want us to go back to the police headquarters, so I guess we will. So, why not? So Guza told us to relax, and he mentioned bribes and kickbacks. Kind of just like out of nowhere. That makes me think he's corrupt. Probably.
Mainframe and shooting
But
range.
whatever. I am a lamb among wolves, and I have no idea what I'm doing. He'll probably end up killing me anyways, no matter what I do, so why worry about it? We want this one.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Great. Do we actually get anything from that? Sushi menu.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eat some kind of insect. Howie Lee's. Bryant once got food poisoning there, so he shut it down for a couple of months. Now it was always good for a freebie.
Describe them to me again.
Just the Rastafarian fellow. And that friend of his. A slim blonde man, Asian, with a ponytail.
Is this the
Can I
interview we're
see my
supposed to get?
attorney?
Bravo, Spencer. You've done your civic duty for the day.
It says we're supposed to go to the basement.
The earring was shaped like an insect. I didn't know much about jewelry, but it looked like junk to me. Like the cheap crap sold at the stands and shops of Anemoid Row.
Do we have Anemoid Row as a location? I didn't notice that yet. Like, at all. So, Well, my duty is done. I'm gonna do what Guza said and drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniels in my room until I get brain poison or whatever. That thing. Probably in the future. Ah, we have someone to bully. This will keep us entertained.
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
You're Spencer Gregorian.
Terrorists.
No. I really think my lawyer should be here.
We don't give rights to terrorists. Let's
I
just
got some
talking
more
about
questions
stuff.
for you. Tell me about your protest at Tyrell's plant.
How dare you hold up a deadly weapon? You could cut somebody with that cardboard.
I want to know about the people who were there. The Rastafarian and the Asian guy with the sunglasses.
I don't know them.
Were they together?
They seemed to be. I saw them talking.
Before or after the explosion?
Before. I didn't see them at all after.
Speaking of
That's all I know.
Jamaica,
I wouldn't even know where to find explosives.
I mentioned this probably in another stream, but they're right now having like a lot of conflict over the lithium mining because they're doing all the mining basically without providing anything to the people who live next to the mines,
It's that simple.
including jobs in a lot of cases. But I could go on about that a lot more. I'm not going to do that right now.
I got some more questions for you. A lot of people involved in your cause, Spencer?
In your cause?
Yes, sir, we're growing fast.
Your cause is growing
As more
fast.
and more people
Well, speak for
realize that
yourself.
replicants have cognitive and emotional legitimacy. The Citizens Against Replicant Slavery will spearhead the movement towards...
Save the pitch for someone who gives a shit.
We're peaceful people, Detective. We live by a code that men like
Yeah, stomp them.
Try me.
2 centuries ago, humans were held in slavery. Brave souls formed an
How
underground
dare
railroad.
he do ooey
So,
gooey
you help replicants
android
escape the
replicant
city.
loving shit.
I'm talking figuratively, Detective.
Sure you are.
I think he's
We're
reaching.
not children, Detective. We have resources. The world is changing. People are waking up to the injustices perpetrated by a sick society that you have helped...
A lot of them will wake up dead if reps are allowed to run amok on Terra, jerk.
Dude, the replicants are made by slave labor from these corporations. Like, doesn't that appear to you to be part of the problem? You can tell this game was made way a long time ago. I think this game was made in the 90s because it's at a time where people like made protesters as kind of dweebish because the economy wasn't super bad back then, not like it is nowadays, especially after 2008. So they make the protesters seem like they're like tree hugging weirdo type dudes. Not this game's finest point, but you know, at least they exist in here. You know, they acknowledge that resistance is possible. You know, even if it's like pretty petty. Yeah. Like nowadays, I think this game's portrayal of this dude seems pretty milquetoast. It's like, dude, everybody knows we have serious problems now. The system's just like eating itself in a lot of ways. Like, the government doesn't function. It's just a revolving door for corporate interests. And nobody thinks the voting matters. And it's not providing people with stuff that they need. You know, in Canada, you would think that during COVID, nurses at least would get like pay raises and they put more funding into it, but they actually were cutting jobs and the nurses were being treated worse. So, because the corporate system is so strong that they're absolutely afraid of getting any funding put in, and so it just doesn't happen. There's too much like special interest groups involved. And that Canada, we have universal healthcare, which we do have that, but it can take like years to get a real operation, and you have to wait for 4 hours because the budget's been cut so much. They want to privatize it. Then there's a new alt-right conservative party that says they're going to fix it, but their actual platform, as they even admit themselves, is to privatize it. Which is essentially means cut it off from certain people to make healthcare part of the reward you get doled out for being a good little puppy dog and towing the line. My brother disagrees with me on this, but because he likes the materialistic approach, right? But in my opinion, we're moving away from capitalism as purely profit incentive driven to capitalism as its entire goal is to do ideology. Because the profit incentive still matters and makes sense in my opinion. But I think we see with things like Tesla stock where it's like the company's like a tiny fraction of the car market. It's like a tiny drop in the bucket. And yet Tesla is valued enormously. Like the profit is second to perception. Elon's primary job is to convince us that he's Iron Man. And I love how he's fucking it up because he goes on Twitter all day and makes himself look like a jackass and shows us how incompetent rich people really are. And they're like, well, he's smart. He got there by he either worked hard or he did something really clever and at least exploited the system. And it's like, I think it was with, Tesla was actually founded by somebody else, and Elon just got a bunch of stock in it and basically kicked out that CEO. And I think he put in a special rule where he could never, no matter what happens with the share price or anything like that, be like removed from that position. I believe he even stole the previous CEO's like style. He like took his car and stuff, and he's posing like the exact same picture. Like he literally ripped off his like brand and aesthetic. It's so funny. Yeah, these people don't know what they're doing. That's what it really boils down to. The worst thing he did, I mean, you can quibble about like, oh, is Twitter like actually going to be doomed or whatever, but the worst thing he did is he just overpaid for it. $44 billion is just like, do you really ever take the first offer? I mean, I buy used clothes online. I know not to do that unless you really, really like the piece and you're afraid it's going to get snapped up by somebody else. But no one was like barking at the door to get a piece of Twitter. They were going to buy it over top of him in a minute. So he took a bad deal, which is just objectively stupid. You know, you can talk, oh, his policies, oh, maybe they're actually good or whatever. You can argue about that. I think it's a dipshit argument probably, but I would listen to it and like maybe, you know, with some skepticism, maybe potentially give that credibility. But I don't think anyone could argue that $44 billion was what Twitter was worth. That's just a bad move. That's like in Monopoly, if you pay like $500 for a property, you get ripped off. It's funny and it's good for the memes. But if you want to win Monopoly, no one can say it's a smart move. And Elon Musk is obviously, I think it's giving it away. He's a marketer. Like, yes, he is a capitalist, but he's also a speculator and a marketer, and that's it. Like, he's just trying to sell people that, oh, I have the future, even though he absolutely does nothing of substance. Let's see where we're supposed to go next. Oh, they want us to VK him. That's definitely would be like illegal nowadays.
I'm gonna give you a little test.
The other detective, she already tested me earlier today.
Uh-huh. Look, I gotta check out the equipment.
You're not passing my test right now.
I object to this treatment. If you'll just call my lawyer,
I can tell if people are lying based on how they blink.
I got the authority to VK
Better not fuck with me.
And he'd have to smile and nod and kiss my butt until I cleared him. So sit down.
Whoa. This guy's hardcore. I don't know how to do this. Yo. I don't want to look it up either. I just don't feel like it. That's calibration. So there's 3 questions you can ask, and then you can adjust the calibration. And you're supposed to figure out whether an Android. Start with medium, I guess. Nothing happened.
Reaction time is a factor in this,
Guess
so
we have to do this
please pay
first.
attention. Where do you live?
3rd sector, uptown.
Nice neighborhood?
Oh,
Very.
I think the calibration
Is
is for
this going to
cheating
take
it.
long?
Just keep your pants on, Spencer.
Or don't. Don't let me tell you what to do.
What do you do for a living?
I teach political science.
That's such like a... See, that's such like a stereotype thing. You can tell this game's made in the 90s, back before we like had the more serious problems we had nowadays. I guess, was the 90s like... Were they doing the anti-terror shit that early? I don't even remember.
What's your name?
Spencer Gregorian. I really think my lawyer should be here.
Just keep your pants on, Spencer.
I assume it's calibrated. Let's ask a low intensity.
Using the first words that come into your mind, describe your childhood.
Safe. Protected. Loved.
Oh, this guy's weak and soft. Yep. I guess the system works. We've only got these kind of people arguing.
You suddenly feel the urge to commit suicide.
I love life too much to commit suicide. You wouldn't know about that, would you?
Oh, got him. Oh my god.
A teacher calls you stupid in front of the rest of the class.
I try to do better next time.
I feel like the medium level questions are about right, aren't
What's
they?
the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you?
I'm not answering that.
You've been drafted into the Army. During a boot camp hazing, you're bound, blindfolded, and forced to eat worms.
Hazing's illegal.
Oh, yeah. You're really worried about breaking the law.
What?
Wonder why I'm the one on this side of the bars.
Civil disobedience has a long history in our world.
So does genocide, but I ain't out butchering my neighbors.
These shallow arguments? What the hell is this? Oh my god, this is the most shallow ass argument I've ever seen. So the problem with the game is the dialogue is, I guess you would describe it as obtuse. It's not exactly brilliant or anything like that. It's my least favorite part about this game, but by god, the visuals, the atmosphere, even the stupid breathing box thing, which is like kind of, like, it looks beautiful in an ugly way, and the whole game just looks like this. It's crazy. I'm sure I don't have to remind anyone watching this, because it's quite easy to appreciate on its own merits, but let's try a high-intensity question.
You've been kidnapped. Your captors tell you that you'd better think about what you did to deserve this.
I try to reason with them.
You see an oversized book with pictures of exotic animals on the cover. The title is Big Game Hunting in Zaire.
And let me guess. Pictures of dead animals inside.
Curious, you flip it open.
I think we
There's
asked
a
too
picture
many.
of a man standing with his foot on a dead Cape buffalo. You find yourself fascinated. You keep paging through it, seeing picture after picture of animals laid to waste, each more gruesome than the last.
These questions are becoming predictable, Detective.
You see a documentary about 20th century tuna boats. At the end, you feel like taking up fishing.
Ridiculous.
How many of these do I have to do, my dude? Is there anything else I can click on here? The calibration, I believe, is for cheese balling it. You can get people pegged as like androids when they're not.
You're 7 years old. You manage to steal several marshmallows from the kitchen and sneak them back to your bedroom. You're caught, and your father spanks you.
Well, it sounds like I deserved it. But my father didn't believe in corporal punishment.
Oh, we don't expect people to become leftist political scientists. The problem I have with that is that every serious leftist I've met is never taken political science, because political science, like, this is just so out of touch. Like, maybe sociology, I could see that being a thing as like a common stereotype, to be fair, but like political science is it's basically ideology for kids who don't want to do economics because there's too much math, and like want the tools to speak in the way that supports the hegemony so they can get little boons from it. Like, it's a junk class. I took one political science class, and like essentially all they said is that sometimes countries have to spy for Machiavellian reasons, and I'm like, great. That's the most insipid J. June schlock I've ever heard. Like, it's like, yeah, it's true, but it's just like way too obvious. I don't really care. Maybe, and it was a beginner class, to be fair. Maybe there's some political science that's different, but I don't think they're teaching Marxism or Marxist-Leninism or anything about the French Revolution. I doubt they're teaching any of the more like serious postmodern stuff, like Baljurard, which I'm butchering his name, I'm sure. I guess it's more philosophy, but still. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of dumb. They probably don't even teach Machiavelli correctly, actually. My brother's a huge Machiavelli fan. He's pretty much getting into the expert territory with it, so I don't know too much about him, but alls I know is that people take the Prince and they think that it's supposed to be like a guidebook, when it's actually the Prince is more just like his experience with the aristocrats at the time in Venice and the merchants, and he's basically like a kiss and tell, where he lived amongst them and they kind of revealed to him like how the political operation really runs. And it's Machiavellian, that's where the term comes from, and he's just like sort of exposing that. It's like, well, it's not the way people think it is. It's not neat and tight. Most of his actual political stuff is that, like, we should look at history to learn how to run politics, so we can look at what works and what doesn't, and that political participation from the masses is good because it tempers the rich people's motives, which are sometimes self-destructive. Wow, those two things sound pretty reasonable. Maybe not everything Machiavelli says he's reasonable, because he's a random writer living in a time where he's by himself, but it's like, it's not what people think it is. Anyway, move on from that, because I don't know much more about it. My brother knows more. Maybe he'll appear as a guest. That could happen. Or I will appear a guest on his show. That could happen. Maybe. When are we gonna be done with this? Like, I feel like I've asked him like 20 questions.
You're giving a speech to a crowd of hundreds. First, one person starts to laugh. He leans over and says something to the people around him. Soon the whole audience is roaring with laughter and pointing at you.
That's insulting.
Got him.
Getting too close to home?
That never happened. And even if it did, well, if I have to be scorned to get my message out, then that's what I'm going to do.
That's a good attitude.
Terminated.
Yeah, we did it, I think. What was the result? Long, awkward pause. I don't like this. Is the game frozen? Don't freeze on me, game. Don't do this. Wait, it's actually frozen. I was kidding. No, I was actually kidding. Pressing buttons now. Getting desperate. Desperation is mounting. Despondency grows. Hopelessness ensues. I'm spiraling out of control. It actually is frozen. Wow, that's funny. But what am I supposed to do? I don't want to redo shit. What's the point of doing the VK? Oh, they even warn you to save, but not because it freezes. Is it actually frozen, or is something else going on? Because it's like still running, kinda. Okay, Simon. I guess we have no choice. I gotta crash it. Ooh, there's a console. Failed to open audio. Uh-huh. That is not good. Slapping buttons does help. This is why I highly recommend playing the original version and not the enhanced. Unfortunately, the original version of Bladerunner does not play well with OBS. I couldn't even get the window to open, so... Well, I'll troubleshoot this quickly. Failed. Open. Yo. Slash. What's it say? Neon 7? Odd. Bladerunner. Also, you guys people whining about how it looks worse. It does keep on crashing. Oh, that's about the old version. Yeah, there's no help for this. Well, at least we see there actually is a crash, so there's no hope, really. There's another audio file that didn't open. Okay, guess we crash it. Damn it, even in the future, nothing works. The old one auto saves, I'd like to remind everybody. This one does not. Well, I'm gonna see how many views I've got going on right now, because if there's a lot of people watching this, I will try to just go back to where I was. Otherwise, I'll do it off screen. Yeah. I think I'm just going to get back to where I was off screen. We'll just switch to another game for now, because not because it's going to take that long, but just like feels like that's the natural way to go. We'll play more later though. Hopefully it's not something that crashes every time. If not, we can just ignore talking to that guy. I don't think he's essential. It's not a big deal. Anywho, yeah, let's pick a different game. I'll pull up. Well, I might pull up Steam, but I'm not. Oh, Firewatch is an option. Do I want to play Firewatch? I've heard great things about it, but Red Strings Club is very cyberpunk. But it's not like Firewatch is like a very lauded game, so I'm sure it'll be quite good. Cloudpunk is like the chintzier version of Bladerunner. Oh yeah, let's keep the theme going, right? Let's play some Cloudpunk. I probably won't play very long because there's not like the story is pretty pulpy, but maybe there's people out there who the only reason I really want to play is if anybody's watching Bladerunner or watches this VOD later. Cloudpunk is an excellent recommendation, and I kind of want to show it off. Maybe you've already played it, of course, but let's just play the original because I don't want to spoil. There's a DLC. I haven't played it yet, but ooh, it went full screen on me, and I don't usually do full screen because I have to see the chat and everything. I don't have dual monitors yet. Subscribe, and I can buy a dual monitor. How about that? Does that motivate anybody? Subscribe, and I'll become a raging anarchist wacko and fight the power. Does that motivate anyone? Okay, that last part I was maybe not actually totally serious about, but you never know. Fund your local prole. That'll be the name of the campaign. Okay, it should be working. Let's get the video capture working. Boom. It always has the resolutions like off. Because I do set it to the wrong one, that's why. Let's see if we can actually get it looking correctly. Except now, like, the camera covers up more of the screen, so. Good. Audio's working, everything's good. It's all systems green. Play a new game. Let's check out the graphics, because we'll make sure it's like maxed out and quality high. I don't think the computer I've got can handle maximum. My brother's could. You can do VR and everything, but this is actually a 14-inch gaming laptop I'm playing on. I love it. I think it's a G14. I wanted the one with the stupid anime LEDs on the back that like play videos. I thought that was so cool. My brother's like, oh, it's fucking dorky. It's like you're buying like glittery for your. I'm like, dude, you can program it to like do pictures, and you could do like cyberpunk rain, car moving, or it's like, man, it was expensive though, but I didn't get it. It's like obviously for the price, it's like an extra $1,000 to get it. I'm like, no, it's one day. Yeah, override, it's fine. I don't care. Let's go. Yeah, so I'm playing this. We're not play it very long, but I'm playing this because it is like, if you play Bladerunner, it's like a game you might enjoy. My deal. Oh, third person lame. Yeah, I better pay attention to these. Forward, backwards, left, ascend, descend. Okay. Like camera though. With the function key.
Control, come in. This is. Wait, is this channel receiving me?
Driver 14FC, this is Control. We read you. Is that you, Carmine?
No, my name is Rania.
Oh, you're the new kid.
I'm the new driver, yeah. Who is Carmine?
Well, I don't remember any of these controls. Oh, I'm first person. Nice. If we look around, is that X? No.
He retired last month.
Oh, wait.
Good for him.
It's X. Okay, cool.
Not really. He was in the big Sector 6 crash last week. Lots of people got retired.
Why'd you say retired then?
Don't worry, you won't be flying through that section for hours
Yes,
yet.
it's retirement.
Where do I go now?
Well, how are you
I can totally drive well.
Okay, I guess.
I do not remember. I think I played with the controller, which I'm not going to bother setting up here.
Navigating a Hava around Navalis isn't like driving your flat
How
country
dare you
roads
talk
back
to
home.
me?
Now this city goes down 100
Fucking
miles
pull out your
and
weird little
up
mustache
1,000.
thing.
Remember, you're not driving an old internal combustion engine. You'll need to engage your vertical repulsors or find one of the car lifts. Fly to
Got him.
headquarters. I'll give you more instructions when you arrive.
Whew, ducked him.
Thanks, Control.
A menace.
One more thing, 14FC.
Oh.
Welcome to Cloudpunk.
No one's played this game, so I hesitate to even reference it, but if anyone's played Quarantine, it's like a game where you're a taxi driver in the future and like everyone's trying to kill you and you gotta like ferry people around. It's pretty nutty. You can buy like saw blades to put on your car. I really want that to be a sequel. It's like punk AF for sure. Yeah, I don't know if we'll really play this much because, like I said, the story's pretty vapid. I'm sure whoever worked on it, like, I apologize. Like, it's not terrible, but it just is what it is. But that's just how I see it. But yeah, as you can see, it's like pretty cool. I don't know if we're gonna play this too much. I just kind of want to show it off. We'll probably move maybe to High on Life or something, play the other game I was playing. But I just thought I'd show it off because if you like Bladerunner, it's just like a relaxing game. Obviously, you just drive around it mostly. There's a bit of dialogue. Let's look at this cool little sign over here. What is that? Cyrillic script? It's what the Russian language uses. I don't know. It's just a brand. I don't know. It's not actually Cyrillic script, but maybe it's what it's supposed to represent. Gene shipping. Oh, they got little robots. Oh, it's like Death Stranding. Death Stranding 2 is coming out. I am so hyped for that game. My brother doesn't give a shit. My other brother, my little youngest brother, doesn't give a shit, but I am pumped for Death Stranding 2. There's like a weird red robot that plays the electric guitar. That's fucking awesome, man. I love playing the electric guitar, but I'm by no means good at it. Not even. Maybe one day I'll take practicing a little more seriously. I just kind of played it myself, which is fine. I think it's a perfectly valid reason to have an instrument for sure. Look at those clouds. Those are cool. I mean, it's called cloud punk. The clouds better be good, right? Or we're gonna be a little disappointed. Let's get out of these roads. I mean, it's kind of ugly here, right? Let's just look at shit. We'll play the other game in a minute. I mean, you can pretty much experience this game in like 20 minutes or less because all it is looking at stuff anyways. There's like some plot. How high can we go? We can go all the way to these buildings. Yeah, so they've got like the Final Fantasy VII, I guess the city's called Midgar, kind of like pizza plate buildings here. We're in the mini pizza stage, 5-inch personal pizza stage for buildings. Those buildings are so rich, I guess, that they can afford to put like stilts on their buildings so they're higher up without having to build an entire stack of buildings beneath them. So they're not even connected to the rest of the pearls. Wow. Bet you pay extra for that. This one's got a stylish design, which probably means that nobody rents it if it's anything like Billionaires Row in New York. It's just a way for rich people to hoard money. We have that problem in Calgary too. It's so freaking annoying. Like in Calgary, they've built a bunch new, like very fancy, artsy-fartsy apartment buildings, which in of itself wouldn't be bad. It's like, oh, they look cool, but I guarantee you they're under-rented because nobody can afford them. It's just wealth hoarding. That's the thing. Billionaires Row is notorious for that. It's like most of those rooms are under-rented. The whole point of Billionaires Row, the other main reason is that, believe it or not, people can get tax breaks for having it, which is absurd, but that's what I heard. I don't really know the exact functioning of it. Obviously, I'm not an accountant, first of all, but second of all, I just didn't really hear about that. But it's a way for them to avoid. I think it's like you don't pay taxes unless you sell or something like that. Then you do. Then the wealth accumulation you pay taxes on, but you can store your wealth in there essentially. I could be wrong about that, but that was the gist of what I heard about it. It's been a hot minute. This place is cool looking. Imagine in the 20s, people thought that they were in the future because they had like fluorescent light bulbs everywhere in New York, around Broadway area. It was like a big deal to see the lights in New York, even in the 20s. But nowadays, it kind of looks. I mean, they got Madison Square, but everyone thinks it looks. I don't know how to describe Madison Square, but it's just TVs everywhere, right? Like, is it bad? But it's sterile. That's how I would describe it. It's like, yeah, it's got the same glittery lights as 20s New York, but Madison Square has that, but it's totally sterile. Like, you don't expect anything interesting to happen there. It's just for tourists to roll through for like 10 minutes. That's why everybody I know wants to go to Japan, I guess, but yeah. That's, problem in Japan is that they're essentially capitalist fascists like we are. Like, I love a lot of Japanese culture and stuff. I think it's really interesting. I grew up watching DBZ, and like DBZ, if anyone out there who watches it, you might not know, but Dragon Ball Z is essentially Zen Buddhist ideology. Like, Goku's like a Zen Buddhist type hero. He just kind of like does good without, you know, it's just like spontaneously, and it's very similar to that. That's what I was told, and that kind of lines up. So yeah, there's things I appreciate about Japanese culture. I'm not ripping on it in general. I'm just saying that, like, the system of Japanese, and most Japanese people will probably agree with me, like the way that salarymen are overworked, the way that like they're socially conservative in a lot of ways, is just very capitalist fascist. And obviously not everyone likes it there either. There are people who disagree with it. This is a cool little area. Yeah, I mean, this game does look cool. It looks pretty freaking good, right? And like, that's such a menace to society right now. The food mood. down there, you can see people's like little apartments, and they've got like actual detailed balconies. Like the level of work that went into building this cityscape is just, it's pretty freaking good. Like, I highly recommend this game. You buy it on sale at least, maybe, and then like if you just like someone like basically pixel art 3D cyberpunk, like there's a lot of work that went into it. A lot like Cyberpunk 2077, it's kind of all flash, no substance, but yeah, I appreciate it. You can buy it on sale. Cyberpunk 2077 you can buy for like 20, $30 now on sale anyways as well. It's like, dude, it's like at least that good of a game, right? It's too bad Bladerunner crashed. We'll keep playing more though. Do not fret. It's cut it a little short today, but that's just how it is. I just don't want to replay it on stream because it just doesn't feel right. I'll just do it, quickly catch up at some point. Or maybe I'll forget and we will replay it on stream like that. It doesn't really matter. There's a sign over there. I kind of want to check that out. I'm sure the signs don't have any like seriously cutting humor, but that would be awesome if they did. I love that kind of like dark humor that traditionally you can put in cyberpunk signs. It's just a blurry face. Looks like a corpse, kinda. Yeah, it's just me. Oh. Japanese, I assume. Obviously, I can't really tell the Japanese from Chinese characters too well from each other. I can recognize the Chinese character for big. Big school is university, if I remember. I could be wrong about that. That's all. That's all I know. It's literally the only thing I remember from my lessons. I learned stuff much better on my own. There's a cool little blimp thing. Oh, you're not gonna reverse. It's just covered in advertisements. Good. As you should be. Make sure people know the real truth. Consumption. The diamond. Diamonds are the biggest scam. I love that. It's like they're so, like, you can literally mass produce them in the labs, but they still cost like hundreds of thousands of dollars because of reasons. It's so funny. But the market determines the correct value of everything. Yeah, that sounds good, and maybe there's a grain of truth to it, but the problem is we haven't had a truly competitive market for like almost 100 years. Ever since Rockefeller, I would say. The world of monopolies started becoming like a powerful thing. But in the 70s and onwards with neoliberalism, yeah, it's definitely gotten even worse. Actually, it's worse now because we don't have monopolies so much as duopolies. And duopolies are way worse because they can play off of each other to learn how to control populations better. Because a monopoly can't test itself to see if it's performing optimally, but Coca-Cola and Pepsi can run ad campaigns and see how well they're working against each other. It's essentially sterile lab conditions to make sure that they can produce the best propaganda machine that they can. And if any one party starts to lose too much, they can always beg Uncle, Daddy, Sam for subsidy bucks. The too big to fail attitude they've got and all that. So it's not like it's in real danger of actually competing. Besides, if your two choices are Pepsi and Coca-Cola, is that really a choice? The carbonation's a little bit different, so like obviously they're not exactly the same, but how much have we become pop culture obsessed that we actually even know that there's a difference? I mean, they're both pretty much the same product. Well, this is a really cool looking area. There's probably other cool areas, but just driving like 30 years is so reckless. Oh, there's a tree. It's fake, no doubt. That'd be very dystopic if it was, but These are the cheap seat apartments, maybe. Actually, this looks really big with the size of this balcony. Alright. How long have we been going for? An hour? I was planning on doing more. Well, I think an hour is a good time to take a quick break. I apologize for all the interruptions. Definitely flying by the seat of my pants. I think we're gonna take a quick break and go with High on Life, I guess, and we'll play some more of that anyways. So, yeah, I'll be right back. Make some more tea. Well, too bad that Bladerunner wasn't working. But we'll continue with that in a minute. If anything, it kind of hyped it up for me. Now I'm like, because I'm a stubborn person. If it breaks, now I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna let that get in my way. Damn you. Okay, looks like this is working. Ah, yes. Run through his guys like you run through a sleeve of Oreos. Yeah, I don't do that. Excuse me, gentlemen. What? Yeah. I highly doubt that the G3 really cares that much about racism, but that would be an interesting twist in the future. I mean, they enslaved moplets, so... Yo, can I get one of these? That's sick. I always mention this, but there are flying motorcycles. They exist. Like in real life. Check it out.
This zone is part of the Mothers Against Violence Treaty, so no violence allowed.
Get out of my head! Who's talking? Those stereotypes about Irish people are all created by British. I think the reason is obvious. Like, the fucking British don't drink. Like, Jesus. Especially... It's like, it's such a dumb stereotype. Like, the British drink less than the Irish. It's like, come on. That's just silly. I mean, gin and tonic. It's a British invention, just saying. The computer's running low on storage space. What? In God's green earth. More crises. Better delete something, we're gonna have a problem. What is causing that? They want violence? What? Go. Mothers for violence? Confused. You let the mommies boss you around? Phrasing. Need to delete games. Yo, I thought I had plenty of space. What has happened? Could I even delete? See, I've got a billion old games that all of them are small, but because I have so many, they just like add up, I guess. Is this content? Is this riveting? Oops. I guess I can delete the Tomb Raider games I've got installed. I was gonna play them because they're kind of like classics. Oh, I don't even have them installed. Never mind. What about Arx Fatalis? Maybe that's probably a fairly large game. I do want to play Arx Fatalis. It's a... I'm going to reference something that no one will know. I apologize, but Ultimate Underworld is like one of the best first-person shooters made around the 90s. And Arx Fatalis is kind of like a spiritual successor to Ultimate Underworld. If you like to see the history of first-person shooter games, Ultimate Underworld is... It's not a shooter, but it's basically in kind of similar. Okay, I gotta check to see if my save... See, this is the thing. If you don't have... Oh, 322 megabytes. What is downloading? Is this content? I profusely apologize for all of this nonsense. But it would be easily solved if I had a fuck ton of money. It just goes to show that, yeah, you do in fact need resources to do shit in life. It helps. It helps to have a YouTube editor on a more serious note. It helps to have good equipment, which I do not. I have adequate equipment, which I barely scrape together. Yeah. And more importantly, the nepotism freaking helps. And being able to fit in freaking helps. I think Lily Pichu mentioned it too. It's like, she was on a podcast with Toast, and she's like, the question was, what helps the most as a streamer? And she's like, she put it in a nice way, but with a bit of facetiousness. She says, like, networking. I'm like, yeah. Being able to fit in with people who are from middle class, upper class backgrounds. Buddha complains about it. He whinges about it. But I do sort of agree with him. It is hard to fit in when you're not from that background. And proles, like myself, I call us proles. I like the word. I'm partial to it. Proles like myself, I consider Jacksepticeye a bit of a prole as well. It's really tempting to play in the stereotype of the dumb, energetic, emotional, slightly aggressive stereotype that's been thrust upon us, which is like a false idea of how poor people actually operate. The real culture of poor people, proles, like the vast majority of people, is to be pretty community orientated. They did a study and they found that poor people are much better at recognizing negative emotions. In fact, rich people are pretty much blind to negative emotions because they're taught to like ignore them constantly. Also, they don't have as much stress, so they don't have to respond to negative emotions in a immediate sense. Like, it's not like, it's better to ignore them usually, because it's like, oh, just go to bed and you'll wake up feeling better. Whereas with poor people, it's like usually you have an actual problem, like bills maybe, whatever, could be more serious. All right, I got pissed off because my computer's breaking and I did another rant. It's rant central today. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, every time I go on a break, I pop caffeine pills. That's how it is. You gotta talk. It's a stream. Just being real with y'all. That's what's happening. The rants come out eventually. Is this what you paid for? You're not paying me yet. That's fine, I know. I don't have the money to pay streamers either, I get it. Oh, kill who? It'd be easier to tell me who not to kill, I think, at this point. It's probably somebody's pet. You, missed me. Oh. More power trip shooting. It's gotta make you feel like you're Hulk Hogan. I wanna watch Running Man, although I hear it's not that good. But, yeah, why not? Dumb Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Okay, dude, just kill yourself and save me the trouble. Oh my god. Who taught you to use cover? That's me. I'm the bounty hunter. I really wish I could not hear you, but... Oh, how dare you charge me. Yeah, they should be dead. Oh, my tum-tum. Ah, my back. It's just like a shiatsu massage for me. I used to work at unloading truck, and I had like an employee there who would like punch me in the shoulder as like a joke. And I shit you not, it actually felt good because you're so sore from working out. And I just like look at him and he's like expecting me to like retaliate or roughhouse with him. And I'm like, dude, no, I'm just like so sore. You just punched me in the arm and it felt like a shiatsu massage. It's like, that's just me. I'm just like, dude, like you lost the plot. It's like, it doesn't hurt. I would actually love if I could get like that kind of thing where they just like hit you on the back, especially in the legs. My legs are always so tight. I like working out though, so that's probably why. Fun. I watched too much DBZ as a kid, so then I grew up. I was like, oh man, working out looks fun. I should do that, and then I just ended up doing it. Yeah, I kind of enjoy it. It's good. I love VR boxing. I say that all the time, but VR boxing is like the best. It's like you forget that you're working out, so that's pretty awesome. Are we done here? Can we stop shooting people? Is this what we came for? Is that a hint? I doubt he does, though, so I don't know. I don't think we're gonna find Douglas in the training room. Of course, training is part torture, so maybe he does do it in person. What are you looking at? Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? I need to rewatch Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver is super doomer, though. It's like so doomer. It's basically the idea is that the society's gotten so corrupt that you're creating like stochastic wackos. Like stochastic terrorists. It's the kind of the term, just randos who like commit terrorist acts. Like the guy who killed Shinzo Abe, the Japanese prime minister, with his thingamajig that he made from duct tape. Well, I remember this guy. He like covers you in poop.
Hey there. Thanks for coming over here. I'm the goop guy around these parts. You wanna sneak into G3 facilities? You gotta get covered in goop. That's just how it goes. My stuff's quality.
That's just how it is, folks. Right. Give us the goop. Great.
You know what? Yes. How about a big
Got some more chocolate around here.
Head down the alley there and just let the magic happen, I guess. Don't worry. First goop's on me. Just tell all your buddies about it. I'm the goop guy.
Increasing my roundness stat. Oh, I already got like a wafer here. What do you want? Oh yeah. Get gooped. Gotta get gooped. Gooped. This reminds me, man, I actually like Mad God a lot. There's this scene where like they're shocking people and like they're just constantly shitting to like fuel the biomatter machine. And I was just like, I love it. I just love it. I don't know why I love it, but I do love it. That place is wild. Have fun. I got so fucked up last time I went. Oh, don't even talk to me, man. I don't know how it happened, but I gave birth. Some M-preg fetish shit happened to me IRL. Gene, you're a psycho. By the way, it's called birth control. M-preg. So he's saying there's a fetish for being pregnant. But isn't that like, is that even a fetish? I feel like that's like not obviously not everybody like who's a woman. It just even specifically wants to get pregnant. Or even finds it very desirable, but it must be a common fetish if it's a fetish. Is that even a fetish? Makes you think. It's definitely outside my area of expertise, being that I'm in fact not a woman. And definitely, I don't think of myself as a woman either, so it's like, probably, but it makes you wonder. Whoa. Getting weird vibes from you. Duha. Oh, lecture halls. Ugh. The PTSD's coming back in waves. He must be pretty ugly if he wears a mask all the time. Also makes you think, but for different reasons. What would be difficult about it? What? Dude, I fucking hate cockroach nests. I mean, bugs are just creepy, mostly. But, well, have you ever seen those, like, poodle moths? There's, like... Yo, are you shooting at me? No. There's, like, these poodle moths. People keep them as pets. They kind of look like fuzzy. They're almost not weird and creepy. This is coming from a guy who actually watches, like, ant farm videos, so maybe I, like, I'm a little hypocritical on it. I don't watch them because they're cute. I watch them because they're fascinatingly horrific. Ants are pretty cool, though. For sure. Was pretty easy. Easy is a relative concept. Okay. I don't think we have much in common. Money. Where are we supposed to go? Only God can judge me? I love it. Oh, these are definitely death traps. Oh! Lucky's Tale? Is that a game these guys made? Isn't Lucky's Tale? Oh shit. I feel like it's isn't that like a ripoff of it's like a platformer, right? I wonder if it's any good. I think I saw it and I kind of wanted to play it. Oh, I remembered my buttons. Remembered the training. I did, sorta. I'm always scared, so that wouldn't work on me. What's the line from Bladerunner? What's it feel like to live in fear? To be a slave is to live in fear. What am I? That was like such a good line. There's a lot of good lines in that movie. You can actually, I saw an article and they said you can actually wait like an hour here and shit will actually happen. I think I could do a rant for a whole hour. Yeah, I could, but I'm not going to. Even I have my limits. You gotta have some self-insight and realize what an annoying prick you are. Especially if you go on for too long. You're not gonna let me through here, eh? Disappointing. Let's go this way then. Look, you got two choices. You get annoying prick like me, or you get insipidness, essentially. Aggressive insipidness. And no offense to anyone who streams who's a little bit like that, because I like watching like bland stuff too. I'm not gonna say who, because that's rude, and I do like watching them, but yeah, I like both, man. I like a little bit of annoying, like Mike from PA. I would consider someone to be as annoying as I am, but I also like some chill stuff too. That's fine. You don't have to watch me for that. You can cheat on me. That's okay, so to speak. I shouldn't have said it like that. I regret that. Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, now there's other streamers that do other things, and that's fine. I like watching variety stuff. I like, my policy is I try to make streams I would like to watch, you know, especially if it's something I'm missing. Right. I'm always talking over the dialogue, but yeah, cool. What about this? Some of this. What about these? Nice puzzle. I want to do puzzle streams, but I don't think it would be very streamable. Like, I'm a big fan of exapunks. Like, I teach programming in the town that I live at, and I'm using exapunks to teach people. It's got like a basic code syntax with like, but it has you doing actual typing and functions and doing problem solving with it. So I'm hoping that works out well for teaching people. I'm not super good at coding, so don't at me about it. It's like, I'm not at all an expert. I'm like aggressively decent. If there was not bullshit process to get hired, I could probably do limited work in the field, enough to get started in new basic tasks. That kind of thing. But yeah, you gotta know people to get a job these days. It's so annoying. Why did you come out as my gun? Did I press something? Not that I am unhappy about it. I like Gus. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what? Do I need you for this part? Huh. We're wasting our time. Yeah. No, actually, no. Keep sending these, you guys. I'm okay with this. Gotta say, Gus is the more satisfying of the guns. Oh, didn't kill him. You gotta be very... Oh. Thanks for the advice. Road. Maybe? My Norwegian is by no means any good. I'm working on it. Grenade might be... Sprenger, maybe? That's explosion, I think. I don't know. I was so surprised by Hassan's ability to mimic all of the dogs and pets in like Valkyrie's roommates have. I was like, what? Why is he so good at that? He's like Kakashi, but for animal noises. Is it sad that that was the best compliment I can think of? No, Hassan's pretty awesome, but Hassan's a class traitor, so he's like very much got some of the mind rot. He admits it himself, the mind rot of like being born in like a fairly privileged position. Though I do appreciate his class traitor attitude for sure. He's an essential component in like building up leftist communities online, which is cool. But I was watching his video where he watches like rich kids and like people who have like giant houses. And like I had a little bit of a vicarious bonding moment where it's like, because the distance between him and multi super billionaires is the same distance between me and Hassan and most people in Hassan. So, you know, and I think he felt, I don't think he admitted it, but I was watching him watch those rich people videos, and I think he wouldn't admit it, but on his face I read that he like felt small from watching it. Like Hassan, there's one thing I could say to you, I'm like, that feeling of feeling small when you see a multi-billionaire, like people with real power, is the same feeling that most people get when they're watching you. So I think he understands that to some degree, but it's like, maybe that'll help him build some empathy for that. Because yeah, people look at Hassan and they're like, dude, it's like, and he's like, yeah, I work 8 hours. I'm like, yeah, but you work 8 hours in a job where people don't tell you what to do. And it's essentially like fairly independent and kind of rewarding. That's a big difference. It's a huge... Quality of life is so much better than it is for most people. Plus, he could work 3 hours at this point and still be like, you know, successful if he wanted. I thought it was funny though, because we were having the same experience. Because like, yeah, these billionaires, like Hassan was blown away that someone had a car lift in their house. So like really rich mansions almost universally have like an elevator for their car. So you drive into an underground garage and it lifts it up. And it either displays it or stores it. There's the boss. Yeah, I want the long range gun here. How do I swap guns? Am I not allowed to swap guns here? Yeah, so he was blown away by that, but I'm like, dude, that's a almost universal feature in any like real $100 million mansion or up. And even in the 50 million range, probably still pretty common. The Batman lift thing, what it is. I watch a lot of real estate, not because, and people will be like, oh, people watch it to like fantasize about being rich. And it's like, maybe there was part of that when I started, but one thing I did realize, because I watched so much real estate videos, is that money does not mean your house looks good. And Hassan even said that too when he was watching some of them. He's like, some of these houses are so fucking ugly. Unbelievably ugly. They're way uglier than if it just bought a cheaper house. I was like, yeah, that's true. Some architecture in the high range of real estate from real rock star architects looks amazing. If you ever watched the movie Parasite, that house is very good looking, but I've seen houses better than that. If you know who to go to. They're incredible works of art. Just every room is like a little experience, and it pulls you through them in a way that's like natural and satisfying, and it's just, everything's a treat to look at. There'll be like 100-year-old olive tree in the middle of them, and there was some shit like that. Yeah. And the thing is, I recommend watching them if you're a pro like me, because it gives you perspective. You realize that yes, there's valuable things to be had in materialism, but money does not straight up get you it. Especially you can buy things used or whatever. You can decorate your house yourself if you know what you're doing. And yeah, then it's like, because Americans are made to feel like, oh, if you don't have money, you're useless, you're worthless, everything you have is junk. There's no way to get around that. And it's like, well, actually, that's not how the world works. Yeah, you can't afford to buy a rockstar architect, but that guy just literally picks out the design. Like, anyone could do that if they had the talent. Maybe it won't be as good, but still. Sounds about right. Can we get the heck out of here? What's this? Oh, is this a warp drive? Was I supposed to use this for something? Tweed guy is really nice. Huh? Let me guess, he's like a hedgehog and he's got like 6 penises or something. That's some crass humor. The game said they wouldn't do it, but I didn't say I wouldn't do it. Oh, you're having fun? Oh, good for you. Although I feel like since you have no sex education when it comes to alien biology, this is quite reckless. But other than that, get right in there, right up in his face. He's so adorable and disturbing at the same time. Oh. Yeah, we'll help you. You little weirdo. You little freak. You have like a billion kids, don't you? You're like an octopus. Like sentient, maybe it works differently. Do I just have to shoot every single one of them? It's not that easy, right? I don't think we want to go this way. Yeah, probably. Name your kid after me. We need a good role model. Sure. Do you really want me as the role model? They're gonna turn into little anarchist wacko civil rights activists at best. I don't know, he's an octopus, man. Like, octopi are extremely gifted at stealth. They're like, chameleons actually, I've been told they don't really camouflage to hide, it's mostly to communicate with each other. But octopus actually are born with an instinct on how to disguise and mimic objects in their environment to fuck with things and hunt with them down. And they don't learn it through culture. They are just born with the ability to disguise themselves as a coconut, or to know the sense of timing in order to escape from like a cage made by a human. Like, it's kind of like, if there's any like clue as to how alien species might be intelligent but entirely different psychologies than humans, octopus is the clue to that. They're born as like little micro babies and they still have the idea of how to fucking sneak around and trick animals to kill them. It's fucking disturbing. Like, I imagine the alien in the Alien movie is like that. Like, it's just right out of the octopus pussy. It's the octopussy. It just like knows how to kill you and how you think. It's kind of fucked up. I love octopus. I would love to have one. They do not survive long in captivity, but I would take it as a personal challenge. Like, maybe if you provide them with enough toys and a big enough aquarium, they'd survive longer. I don't know. I think they get bored, or maybe they get too comfortable and they die. I don't know. Who knows? They don't survive very long in captivity, though. Maybe you could be the first one to figure out how to prevent that. That'd be cool. I think they're kind of awesome. Plus, if you play MGS4, you gotta like octopus. Or hate them, one of the two. You'll have emotions about octopus. This is a cool area. I keep walking around with bullets flying at me, but other than that. Did you die? Did you die kindly? Oh. Was så snill bara du. Be so kind, just die. One day I'll get to Norway. One day over the rainbow. In Norway, it's eternally Christmas. They do definitely have a much better standard of living, and people in Norway are actually somewhat politically active still. They're not completely brainwashed drones like we are here. Yet. I don't even want to pick up the money. That's why I play it on easy mode, man. I guess we're supposed to do something with these trams, mayhaps. It just has a warning symbol. Oh, there's these. Oh, we just gotta get on it. Yes, Gus, we've forgotten about you. Might get scattered brain because of, you know, streaming. I commiserate with Aaron when he says that, yeah, it's like way harder when you are streaming to play the game in a way that makes you look smart. Are we supposed to get on that, or maybe not? Fuck, what's this? It's the blender. The blender dimension. How? What the fuck is going on? As you say. Oh, I don't need an excuse to make fun of you. Trust me.
It's a cool graffiti trick, dumbass. You cover the wall in invisible stickle during the
You're making me want to play Jet Set Radio. Especially Jet Set Radio Future. I would love to play that. I actually own a physical copy of Jet Set Radio Future, but it's hard as hell to get it to emulate on a computer. It's supposed to be easy, but I couldn't get it to do it. Oh, you're guarding this thing? I didn't hear anything what you said. BTW. You have free stuff. Get out of my face, pop-up. You guys probably can't see it, but Xbox is popping up with the freaking out. I turned that shit off, and it doesn't actually turn off. It's a bogus. Caffeine's kicking in. I'm feeling good. A freaking addict. I'm just honest with y'all. I'm leveling with you. When that caffeine wears off, I feel like shit. Actually, things have been going pretty well recently. I don't want to exaggerate, but like, yeah, it's just like surface level emotions. But I do feel like it's like anxiety, paranoia shit. It's a mild version of it. At least I have a job now, and it's like a pittance, but you know, it gets the grocery bill paid and stuff. I live in a hovel with my brothers. Actually, the place I live at's a lot better now, but it's like kind of beyond our means, to be honest. We did used to live in like a literal like trailer park house for a while. It's like a step above that, but barely. I would sleep on the couch for the whole time during the summer, probably going back to school. Living with, you know, that's the thing. And like, here's the thing about that is that people are like, oh, that's nasty, it makes you worse or whatever. But like, the good thing about that is that if you like have that kind of pro lifestyle or whatever, you learn to get along with people a lot better because you have to in tight spaces, right? So you get more better at sociability. That's something I think if you're like a pro, you can be proud of, right? It's like, rich people are terrible at social skills. They just use like tools and shit to get what they want. Am I supposed to jump on this? Perhaps, but do I have the skill to do it? It's a big... Damn, it's fast. Oh! Right in the face. Fuck you. I feel like this is not what I'm supposed to do, but I really want to see if it works anyways. You know what I mean? We could just use the old T device, I guess. Guess I should probably move the game forward.
Urgent announcement. This sector has temporarily been designated as another
What do you mean? Didn't I do this part already? How dare you send goons after me? Go fuck yourself. Could you get out of my face? And I'll do also. Para do. Yo, para do. My sound is not very good, so you have to excuse me. I don't know why I assume any Norwegian people will be watching this. It's really unlikely. Yeah, see, these signs point you like this is where you're supposed to go, but it's freaking difficult. Well, okay, let's use the scanner. It says we're supposed to go over there. I see a platform, so that makes more sense. I just wanted to try to do that because I was like, oh, the wrong gun on. File open. Wrong weapon. You probably don't realize it. Ow! But that's what the cars do. But fiasco is a Norwegian word. So there you go. You know a Norwegian word. And I can't think of any others. Doom is kind of a Norwegian word. Doom, I mean. Something's doomed, it's doomed. Doomed. Again, that vowel, I can't do it extremely well yet. But that's life. I want candy. Ow. We want candy. Yeah, I'm actually sick of you. Like, eh. Pop. I want whatever's in here, yo. Ow. Asshole. Reet sec. Of course, you gotta know some swears, right? Don't really know them all yet, but ow. Oh my god. Yeah, I think even if this was more difficult, the shooting would be a little ho-hum, but it's just like uninspired, but not bad. It's just like a breakup for the rest of the game. Oh, you're actually kind of dealing some damage of sorts. Oh my god. How do you even have this many goons to throw at me? Isn't it kind of a waste? Oh, I got a message. What? Oh, she was like, don't snitch on me or whatever. Oh. Oh my god, get out of my face! Slut. Sluta skita på mig. I don't need you to rationalize my murder. The world's full of experiential nonsense. It's absurd. My killing of them means nothing. I just don't like them. Do I need another reason? I'm just kidding. It's a game, obviously. It's like... whatever. I feel like that's something, but it's also probably not. Yo. Let's go. Why does it make a slurping noise? Is that absolutely necessary? Oh, look at this graffiti. Oh, that guy's getting slobbering all over that. He's got a little buddy. I don't get it, but it's cool. Lama in. Hello.
My best friends. This is it. Douglas is right beyond this door. Can you help me out?
Oh, we're killing him already. I'll go there, I'll kill him, I'll be right back. Good, the bad, and the ugly reference there.
Yeah, that's what I said. Clemmy, Froopy, and Swoopy, here I come.
What? Did he like mess up his own kid's name? Is that sus? What the hell? Puzzle score? No, I do not want a puzzle score. Huh. Ah. Shut up. I feel like... yeah, so it goes this way. Oh, we can alter it up here, though, with that. Did I solve it? Halfway? Oh, I can come over here. I was like, bro, I can't see shit. How am I supposed to solve it? I'm glad you're so passionate about your family life. Now I feel bad. Before I'd be like, it's a dumb puzzle and I don't care. Yeah, this is kind of a tough one, I guess. Shut up. I'm just going to assume everything's a red herring. Yeah, that was... Every starting location was a red herring. You just have to flip them, a lot of them. Gamer logic. In real life, this is the thing I don't like. I don't like puzzles in video games because they all involve stupid, like, you have to think like how the game developers want you to think or how they would think. And it's like in real life, solving puzzles is like, it's more like work than that. Ooh. True, he did have tentacle arms and he never showed his face. That makes sense. Haha. What a twist. That's the dumbest twist ever, but it's kind of funny for sure. Why did you even bother with that? Torturing them probably does not make them better at murdering. Probably lowers their ability to murder. I'm not very scared, to be honest. What doesn't kill you makes you... I'm gonna go with stranger, because stronger is definitely not true. This is a man I've actually had the pleasure of suffering, the displeasure, whatever you want to call it, of suffering actual physical torture. Yeah, I slowly lost my teeth and the nerves died in them while I was in school, and it was extremely painful. It's not good for you. It's some middle class / fascist thinking to be like, oh, pain somehow makes you a stronger person. Like, it doesn't. Nope. Overcoming obstacles that you're in control of can make you feel like a stronger person, like climbing a mountain or something. But being actually tortured is not fucking good for you. It's just something that you live past and just to kind of ignore. Oh my god. Why were you out of your suit in the first place? Aren't you the boss here? Oh, he's spitting up his guts. Oh, too bad I'm on easy mode, so I'm a freaking god. Despite the fact that I'm terrible at shooting you. Drop dead. Eat my shorts. Eat shit and live. Or not. I guess. Ooh. New gun. Who this? Again. Beesh. Well, I actually don't get a fucking new gun. Yes. Yes. I already made this point before. They basically do that with Trevor with GTA, just to make him like totally like unacceptable. Oh, I was trying to do his suit, but he's actually over here. He died how he lived. Creepy as fuck. I actually didn't know he was the villain because I haven't played this far, so I kind of thought he was really creepy, but now I don't want to let you do it because I'm an asshole. No. Fucking care. This guy doesn't... Yeah, well, now we gotta eat him because he's a freaking octopus and I'm hungry. Sweezy.
Alright, dipshit, let's go. What? No hello? Nice to meet you, or thank you for saving me?
Hello, comrade dipshit.
Dying there with some sort of favor to me? Hi, I'm Sweetie. Thanks so much for rescuing me.
You're welcome. I can't register sarcasm, so. Oh, you're helpful. You like, what do? You freeze time, that's...
Douglas, it's gargantuous. Where the fuck are you? I heard you made a complete fool of yourself at that party last night.
Is that how he lost his suit? This reminds me that in Japanese culture, I've heard that as a salaryman, you're often expected to drink with your boss and to drink like a lot. And I'm just like, that's so weird. Like, I don't want to be honest around my boss. It's like he's gonna figure out that I'm a fucking wacko who doesn't think like a normal person. How do Japanese people, if that's true, manage to hide their true... Because I know there's a thing where there's like a public opinion you have in Japan. It's different from your personal opinion. But like, how do they hide it while they're freaking blind drunk? I could never imagine. Like, that's just a recipe for the other guy. Is it like, to me, that's just psychological torture, because it's like there's no way you could hide it and you're gonna get fucked eventually. What? I am confused. It's just like you have to be so deep in the ideology that even while you're blind drunk, you like that's just kind of fucked up. That's like brainwashing. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I wonder if other Japanese people would agree. Or what? Obviously, the salaryman culture is like questionable, and most Japanese people are kind of like, it's necessary maybe, but questionable. How come? Oh, you can hold it for rapid fire. I was gonna say, how come this thing kind of is weak? Wow, that took a long time to kill. Like, oh, like, oh, I see. Ow. We'll be on for a minute. You forgot that I can't aim. Charge and shoot. Scared to aim. But I'm on easy mode. I don't need to do any of that shit. I like it that way. Oh, see, they should have made this gun so you didn't have to reload it. Because you already got to deal with the frickin' normal crystal, super crystal bullshit. I feel like that's like your version of reloading. That's like 2 mechanisms you gotta manage. What do you mean, use your time bubble? Yeah, I freaking don't. Also, how do I get over there? Use sweaty to escape. Yeah, I understand that, but he's behind cover because you've designed his AI like evil dipshit. Speaking of dipshits. Come to whinge about the game. Oh, I guess you could freeze him when he like leaves, maybe. Would that help? Could you? Would you in a box? Oh my god. Why did they make them use cover at like far range? Oh, fine. Oh, of course, the second. Oh. See what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's that bad, but... Charge? Oh, and shoot through cover. Well, that would have been very useful to know, because obviously this is a little bullshit. That I like. That is a useful feature. Thank you. Ah. This is what we're supposed to do here. Okay. Oops, I'm incompetent. I'm a boob. A rube. Yeah, you gotta hit the fast moving object to stop it from moving fast. You are help your friend. Completely annoying. Huh. Well, I'm done with you. Let's go talk to Gus. Because fucking annoying. Oh, I love that eyeball. Yo. Why does everything in this game make me hungry? Is that just me? I've been eating too many cookies and it's like insufficient. Oh, we can leave now? Gus is nice. I like Gus. He also likes to chill out at places. Let's leave him on for a bit. The Morty guy kind of appears to be the star of the show with his snarky commentary, but I've had such a craving for cigarettes and I haven't smoked in many years. Like lately. Gene's being fucking annoying. I don't believe you. Okay, I believe you. I'm just eating cookies all day. Another one bites the dust. Another one down, and another one down, and another one bites the dust. Dun. Da da dun dun dun. Gus was watching TV. I thought he was having a seizure for a second because his eyes were rolling. Fine, I fucking will. Only because you twisted my arm about it. Snack till my... Talk to my... How do you say it? You have a plumber to do that?
Right. Now catch this next bit.
What an asshole.
He's talking about you.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, you got lucky.
I am not too proud to ask for help in our war on drugs. Bounty Hunter, if you're listening, please consider joining forces with the good people of Blim City. I hope you'll...
No, you're fucking next, man. I'll put a bounty on you myself if I need the excuse.
I already told him you go.
Huh?
Asking us first? No, don't start. Trust me, he's legit. This guy's been anti-G.
Who's legit? The Clinton guy?
Diapers. Honestly, I don't know if Gatlins even wear diapers.
You're still in diapers, my dude. You're one to talk. Okay. I only caught about half of that.
Where the hell are you going? Go talk to... Come on. You know how hard it is to get a meeting with the magistrate?
Portal. Oh, portal to him. I assumed he was in the city, but... Cool. We're getting some... Oh, we just walk through? But I wanted to chill out. Do I have to listen to you? Oh, apparently I do. Go check out my room, though, quickly. See if anything's changed.
So this is where the magic happens, huh?
No. It's a cool radio clock thing. I'm so excited to get my Cyberpunk watch. Okay, this is kind of bullshit and it's a waste of time, but I really want to show off the watch that I ordered. It's like pretty much my dream watch. I hope I like, you know, it's like kind of exactly like, you never know what it's really gonna look like when you get it, but I'm gonna show it off. Oh, maybe it's gonna be a bitch about it. Let me just... Sorry for the I gotta take a break once in a while. It's more interesting. Take a break once in a while, build up suspense, right? At least I think so. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know, not my default browser. This is my safe for work browser. Just kidding. It's my doesn't have all my information on it browser. Adidas, Archive, M3, Navy. I got the navy color. This is blue, which is not the color I got. Are they gonna show the one that I got? I mean, to be fair, the navy looks super similar to the blue. Here it is. Can we... Nope. Good enough. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's got a cool dual display. It kind of reminds me of the Alien watch that Sigourney Weaver's basically has in the Alien movie. That's actually two Casios like put together, I think, in real life, but this has got like a dual display. It's all metal, so that also kind of reminds me of the watch they have in Bladerunner, which I believe is a Microcom or something like that. It's kind of a... Is defunct the right word? Like a defunct Japanese brand it's a pretty decent brand. It was popular when it was made, I think in the 80s, when the movie was around. It's really hard to get now, because obviously it's a big collector's thing. It's Blade Runner. But I feel like this is like a good mix between those two, and it's exactly what I was looking for. I like the navy. The black's a little too severe, personally. I hope the navy goes well with everything. Yeah, that's my consumerist bullshit. I'm kind of embarrassed to even show it, but I'm super excited to get it. It looks cool. So, anyways, let's stop doing that. It's bullshit. Back to the game. What time are we at? It's been 2 hours. I'll try to do a little bit more. Actually, I consider maybe taking a break and then streaming more later. But, you know, actually, I want to see what happens with this magistrate, I guess. Anywho. Whoa. Fancy.
Thank you so much for coming, Bounty Hunter.
Oh, it's you.
Nice view you got up here. Look, I'll cut to the chase. I need your help.
I guess I can't shoot you.
My men looked into it. Sorry. You survived the G3's attack on your home planet Earth, right?
Yeah, they're a human. We're Gallians.
Of course. Sorry. I'm familiar with your...
I really want to kill you.
Atlas. It makes much sense that you and the human would join forces, but perhaps you have room for one more ally as well?
A lawless bounty hunter teaming up with a squeaky clean politician.
There's no way. Have you seen the slums here? This guy's corrupt as a hell.
Darndest time curbing the species drug trade. I can only do so much, and only within the confines of the law. I mean, I've got my hands full with Gary the Poisoner. He's not just poisoning the water supply, he's moved on to poisoning weird...
I find this is morally questionable to the extreme.
That works, or if it's actually a problem. Maybe it's fine to poison street lamps. I'm a bit overwhelmed, and I wish I could focus more time on the G3. But you've taken out 2 top G3 officers in less time than it takes us to file a single report. So you see how you can help me. But there's also one way I can help you.
Go on, let me take it all in.
This tool on my desk here will help you rescue your fellow humans.
Let's see what the other guy has to say.
Them to a safe haven my team has arranged for them to stay at until the G3 are dealt with.
Got nothing.
Please take a look at this tool.
Go fuck yourself. Another cool looking but impractical desk.
Sorry, maybe humans have poor hearing. Did you hear me mention this?
Oh, it'll be nothing compared to the hearing that you'll have once I rip your ear hole out. I'm looking around your shit, man. I'm never coming back here, and I know it. Dude, that's a cool picture.
Okay, you think I don't know what you're doing? I know all about these power plays where you stay quiet and make me wait and just stand there and look like you're not paying attention or your brain just went to the bathroom or something. I know all about it, and I absolutely respect it.
It might be a little bit of that, not gonna lie. Dude, I just want to look at this Fergal. Does he use them for drugs, or does he just have a pet Fergal? It's gotta be for drugs, right? So he's a bit of a hypocrite. It has to be for drugs. No one would openly keep a Fergal knowing that they're like a hardcore drug if you're anti-drug. That's just a recipe for disaster. He's definitely smoking them or whatever they do. Some concept art, I guess. I like that guy. He's funny looking. That's definitely, it looks kind of like Roman architecture, sort of. Or maybe French? I don't know. Italian? I don't know. Not very good at that sometimes. Okay, what the fuck else do you want in here? Inner around, she gives me hives. He's got... Oh, it's like... It's got checkerboard wood. Cool, cool. It's a trap. It's a virus. We've been infected.
That's really helpful. You're just giving it to us? Well, the human species is technically a drug. I can't have dangerous sentient drugs in the hands of my citizens, and you can't have your people getting captured and consumed. This solves both of our problems, assuming you plan to continue taking out the G3.
This heavily assumes that politicians actually care about drugs more than they care about criminalizing people who use specific types of drugs.
This means a lot to me. I've made it my life's work to use my power to help people in need, but even I have my limits. I'm just glad I have someone like you to turn to. As a token of thanks, my team will be feeding any intel we find on the G3 directly to your handler, Mr. Zaruthian. We've already sent him everything we had. The rest is in your hands.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nugman.
That's all I have for you. Feel free to stay as long as you like.
Shut the fuck up. We're not bootlickers. The only solace I take is that I'm pretty sure this game's gonna have this guy betray us at some point. Yeah, I fucking will. Don't have a toilet? Oh, I'll just shit right here. That's fine. Okay. What do you... Alright, let's go. Hopefully everyone out there is having a good day. Very chill for me. Stretch a bit. I get really sore when I sit here. I don't know how gamer degenerates do it all day, man. I'm also a gaming degenerate, but I need excuses now to play, aka streaming. Oh, not this again.
He's a little shady, but those warp discs he's selling can be pretty helpful.
Don't move, okay? I'll see you later.
Let's blow this place. Lao stick off. That's how Norwegians say it. They say stick off to like leave. It's like the cool way to say it. I love it. Stick off. It's one of my favorite Norwegian little things. Phrases. Purchasing a jetpack. Yeah, I do need that thing. Oh my god, he's enormous! He's a giant! Are you the man? No. Do we look like we want to come? That's a bad question to ask, but I gotta ask it.
I'm trying not to get insulted, but I think you might be barking up the wrong tree. You're telling us that we look like we're the type of people to buy your product.
Sure. Look, I have absolutely no idea. I'm shocked to my core every time somebody buys literally truckloads of alien come from me. But they do it all the time. There's no rhyme or reason
it's probably a way to turn into a drug that this guy just doesn't know.
And I say, does it matter which aliens the come from? And they say, no, sir, it truly does not. I just want some alien come. No further details needed. So, what's it gonna be?
It's a mystery. I like a mystery. No, I don't want any because I also don't like spending money, but also, yeah. What? Well, like, breeders use it all the time. You have to sell it from your bulls to, you know, have good cattle, but I cannot fathom.
Telling me to my face that you have enough customers to sustain a business where
Well,
you sell alien
it's probably moonlighting, right?
from an alien.
I consider it policy not to ask my clients why they want the gallons and gallons of alien cum they buy from me. I think the less questions I ask about what people are doing with all this alien cum, the better. So, are you
Well, that could be why you're not able to narrow it down. No, I don't want it. Bye. Yep. See, the thing in life is that if life were like a video game, there's a bunch of dialogue options, but there's probably a lot more of them. But you always have the option to just walk away. Some people might call that rude, but those people are probably wrong.
A jetpack? Oh, certainly. I can help.
Die my Foden. Give it. Givey. Yeah, where's your freaking jetpack? That ain't it. The onesie. Mini onesies. Backpacks. Oh my god, there's so much shit here that I don't want or care about. What? Reload faster? Oh, these are actually useful. Are these for specific guns? Yeah. Secret. Surely. I just don't really like care. Don't really reloading. Yeah, I don't like reloading. I'll just get these ones. I don't like the pink gun yet because it's complicated. You still have to reload. Is there something here that prevents you from needing to reload? Nope. Oh my god. Jetpack. Pavar so snill. You have it? Yeah, sir. Reserve. Yeah. Oh. They are here. Heat. They are heat. They are here or they are heat. I do not know. Yeah, I bet key.
Not so fast. I gotta back order that bad boy. I'll have it ready for you in a couple of days, I promise. No refunds, by the way. This purchase is final.
Well, I was really kinda hoping we would get it right away.
Yep. Was it the Panama Canal getting jammed up again? The Spamina Canal? Panama Canal? Blech. Oh yeah, another sicko's messaging me. Yeah. If you're ever hungry, just swing on by for completely not illegal burgers from my shop. Yeah, that's the point. Now you understand. Oh, my favorite part of the game. It's like, Islam is like that. I don't mean to be too offensive about that, but they do have a lot of, like, incentives to die. Christianity is a little bit like that too, though. I don't want to hear about myself. I'm not that narcissistic. A little, but. I know this shit. I live there. Give me the cool TV. Oh, Gene must have made this ad.
Hey, it's me. I'm Jimmy Goofster. Welcome to another prank call show with me, the Goofster. Let's get our first prank caller on the line. Ring, 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 ring. Hello. Hi. Who is this? It's me, Jim Goofster. I'm the prank caller.
It's not a prank if you tell them that it's.
Bingo, buddy, bingo. What, is your refrigerator going nuts over there? Is it what? Is your refrigerator going nuts? What do you mean? What are you asking me? Is my refrigerator going nuts? What does that mean? Oh, it's just like, is it sparking? Is it falling apart? Is the door off the hinges?
The anti-joke humor. Mm-hmm.
My fridge is fine, man. Okay, whoops. Hanging up now.
Brah. Veldy brah. Well, at least you're honest, it wasn't good.
Hey, who's this? It's me, Jimmy Prankster. Sorry, Jimmy Goofster's my name. I got confused because I do so many prank phone calls. I called myself Jimmy Prankster by accident. All right. Why are you calling me? To do a prank. Okay, that tracks. That tracks. You kind of ruined it by telling me you're gonna do a prank. Whoopsies! My bad. Hanging up. Click. Okay.
Oh. The health Dorley. It doesn't matter. You get canceled after 2 weeks if you're on Netflix, anyways. Doesn't matter how good you are. BoJack Horseman got canceled. I just like to remind everybody. BoJack Horseman got canceled. I don't even know if it's personally a favorite show of mine, but it definitely was like high quality. It's fucked up, dude.
It's not a good prank. That's like a fucking. That's a mean prank. Like if I fell for that, that would tear me apart, man. I don't want to have kids.
I believe in. If anyone watches Mr. Robot, it's about hacking. Hacking is like an anarchist kind of like blowing up the government sort of thing. I don't know how you describe that, but it's not very accurate. But like they do tell somebody that their wife has like in the hospital to like get them to leave their job so that they can break into the building, and it's like really fucked up but especially effective. That movie's got like a lot of dark humor, like dark shit in it.
You gotta get better at pranks. Alright, I'll try my best. Click. Okay. Alright, I'm really losing confidence in my pranking abilities. Let's do another
Me too.
prank, though. Let's just
One more?
Ring, 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 ring. Nobody's answering.
It'd be funny. You know what the game should have done there? If you watch that far, then your phone gets called instead, and then he like calls you over your intercom. That would have been awesome.
God damn it. I really thought they would answer the phone and then we could do another prank, but we're out of time. That was it for the Jim Goofster.
Fuck, good. Thank God.
Everyone go
I would if I could, bitch.
Stop watching it. Stop watching.
Oh my God. Put on a new show.
Really bad at them and now it's over. But you're God damn it. All right, one more prank. One more prank.
No, fuck off. No. This game's so disturbing, yo. This guy's giving us house parking tickets here.
Did you get a jetpack?
Nah.
Yeah, but Mr. Keith's got it on back order, so we gotta wait.
Great.
Perfect excuse for arrest. We're still waiting on Clug's
What?
intel anyway.
You're under arrest.
Go to bed and sleep off some of that excitement.
I'm a little drowsy. I can use a little sleep myself.
What if I told you I can't fall asleep? What did you call? It's a motherfucker. I'll thank you to not mention my sex life every time I walk into my bedroom.
Hey, good night, partner. I'm just gonna sit right here and watch you fall asleep. I'm really glad we met. You know,
Nice.
I think we're doing something amazing here. How
Do
cool
guns sleep?
if we actually stop the G3?
Probably not.
Sorry, I'm excited. I'll shut up. Let's get some sleep. Pretty soon, you know, we'll be jetpacking across all of space. Sorry, I'm being too loud. You're probably trying to. Let's get you to sleep.
Gloopsday. I think this is probably a good natural stopping point. I might stream some more later today, but we've hit about 3 hours pretty much, and that's virtually what I dedicate my time to. Man, this looks cool though. I assume this is a checkpoint. All right. What are we playing next? Probably, it's definitely either this or Bladerunner or Earthbound 2. Maybe I'll even do political news stuff or just watch dumb clips on the internet. They're like half related to politics or something like that. So I like doing that in my spare time. Just to shake it up. Some wacky shit, who knows? I have no idea. But I'll either be streaming again tomorrow at 12-ish. Maybe to 3-ish, something around there. And maybe I'll do a bonus stream later tonight, depending on my energy. It's like, I don't get paid very much, if at all, for this. So, I'm a little loose with it right now. But I'll try to stick to some kind of a schedule. Alright, thanks for watching. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Hope that you found something to enjoy here. If you're disappointed about the Bladerunner thing, don't worry. We will get back to that eventually. Okay. See ya.